Hello everyone, welcome. There's so many of you here. Thank you for coming to my channel. I'm Monia Gates, the artist behind Color My Dreams. Today we will be doing a satin and see-through fabric tutorial. Can everyone hear me okay? Hi Sammy. Hello everyone. Okay, when doing let's start. I'm going to start with the satin ribbon first, and then the ribbon here and the bow. I'll do the little brooch on here, so I'll be coloring this bottom section tonight, and we will do the skin and finish the face in this top brooch on Wednesday. Welcome Teresa. Welcome everyone. Okay, so first of all, when doing see-through fabric, you have to consider what's behind the fabric. So you will do, instead of doing just the shape and the shadows of the fabric and the pleats, you will add skin tone color in between where your shadow areas would be. And then you would do a highlight over it to form the shape. Let me just see if I can zoom in a bit for you. Okay, so satin fabric is very reflective and very smooth, so it picks up colors as it bends. So it's not just informing the shape with the lights and the shadows that you have, you always also have reflection and the change of the color as it folds. Hello Jennifer, hello Kimmy, welcome. Okay, so let's start. I'm going to start on the bow. I will list all the pencils that I'm using in the description just after the stream. Okay, first we're going to start with Nectar PC1092. So first we're going to just go over the shadow areas, the shadows that will shape the bow. And just now I will add the colors where the reflective part that will also form like a shadow inside the shadow areas. Hi Bertha, welcome. Nice to see you here. Hi, Emily. Nice to see you here. Welcome. Sorry if I missed anyone. Welcome to everybody that's here. Can you all see okay? Okay, so now we've added the shadows just on the shape. Next is my highlights. I want to see where the light will fall so that you get the definition of the shape first. This is grey-green light, uh, PC269. Hi, Kat. Hi, Paula. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so now we've got our highlights. That's where the light will catch the bow. Now we're going to play with tones to do in between mid-tones, reflective tones, and then your darker shadow areas and how it will affect the colors. Next is eggshell pink. Oh, sorry, eggshell, and the code is PC140. Wrong pencil. Let me just see. Okay, so it's eggshell, PC140. So now I'm just warming up the pink because I'm doing like an old-fashioned warmer tone, more peachy pink. Not just a straightforward one, but I feel that if by adding eggshell, a little bit of warmth to the satin, just around the highlights, it makes a big difference in doing the color itself. So you'll see I'm slightly extending the light area. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Yes, that's so true, Michelle. You're quite right. It is ballet pink. Hi, Pam. Welcome. Hi, Sherry. Welcome. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Mona. There's a lot of you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Now, because the bow is bent, you still have some color in the shadow. So to warm the shadow up, morning cat, welcome. Oh, it's my pleasure, Wendy. Next up is beige sienna, PC 1080. So now I'm just going to add slightly darker around the highlights. So to get more of a reflective shading, you warm the one side of the reflection. You darken it. Now I'm going to add a little bit of pink. Hello Dilla, welcome. Hi Shell, welcome. Pink is PC929. So now just to get the color balance, that it's a pink bow, not a cream bow it's at the moment, but this is very important to put your shadows and your lights in before adding the color on satin. Hi Dorothy. There were some wonderful streams today. We're all watching all of them. I was drawing today and I was watching some of the streams lurking, but the people did amazing work. Next is chestnut, PC 1081. Now we're going in and giving the shadows a little bit more definition. The ones that I've used already, Sherry. So far the colors that I've used on the bow was grey green light, PC289. Oh, thank you, Mom. There we go. Oh, my dog decided to go out. Um, Next is to darken the shadows even more. I'm going to add a touch of black raspberry, PC1095. So really darken your shadows now. And this is more the shape shadows for the moment. Yes, it is. It's very cool. My mom being the mod. So now I'm adding the shadow around the brooch so that you can see where the brooch is pinching the satin down. So that will be darker because it's an indent and the light won't catch that area. Okay, so now we've got the darkest shadows in. Now I'm going to add a little bit of lavender, PC 934. Now the lavender is a reflective color. It's sometimes when satin bends, because it's pink and it you've got a shadow area, it normally, according to your eye, picks up blues. So the lavender is a mid-tone for the reflective shadow. And also the purple will make your eggshell stand out more. So you automatically, by using the two complementary colors, you get a focal point in the object that you're coloring. Even though it is subtle and you will cover it, it will still shine through. Thank you, Nelly. Okay, now I'm going to turn some of the shadows down. I'm going to use 20% warm gray PC1051. So now I'm slightly just going to go over the darkest areas to tone them down, because your darker area, the gray will make it cooler, even though you have rich colors underneath that will still shine through. Sorry, my dog wanted to jump on my lap, and that's not going to work while coloring. Now you'll see that I'm leaving some of the areas dark. I don't want to lighten them. We'll get to them just now, how to shade them in. Next, I'm going to bring in some more color with Nectar PC1092. So now Nectar is almost a warm pink, more peachy pink. See, now I've gone over some of the um, darker shades here with this pink, and you can see the definition better. Okay, next we are going to use Blue Lake PC1102. Now I'm just adding a little bit of blue in some of the shadows, not in all. Thank you, Paula. Next is 70% French grey, PC1074. So now we're toning the blue down again. Now we're adding a richer grey over the shadows. Next is 10% French grey, PC1068. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. Now we're just shading and softening some of the highlighted areas, blending them a little bit in. Thank you, Kaz. Next, I'm going to. Hi, Jonah. Thank you, Kat. Welcome, Jonah. Next is Nectar, PC1092. So now I'm just bringing in some more color again. Sherry, the image will tell you if it looks too grey, then you add another layer. But sometimes like I do, I add the greys to tone things down and to make other things stand out. So that's why I did the dark black cherry first and then toned it down with greys. But then you get another definition of the color. Next is eggshell, PC140. Now the ribbon's edge, we just had grey green light there before. Now we need to add, even on the little rim, where it will pick up the warmth of the light on the edge. So you will add it there, there, and here at the bottom. And the top I'm warming up quite a bit because it catches a lot of the light. But more on that side than on this side. Next is sandbar brown, PC1094. Thank you, Admiral Katrine, or Catherine, not sure how you pronounce it. Oh, thank you, Jana. Next is henna, PC1031. Now I'm just slightly reworking the shadow area here next to the brooch. Hi Andrea, welcome. Now I'm just darkening the edge here so that you can see where the bow is folded over. Next is Black Raspberry, PC1095 again. Next is Nectar, PC1092. Now I'm just softening everywhere we've put the black raspberry to blend it in and soften it. Thank you, Kaz. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Abby. And Gilly's Art. Hi, Gilly's Art. Welcome. Next is Pink, PC929. So now I'm just adding a little bit more pink And now you can decide how much pink or how little pink or even if it's blue or whatever, but the basic stays the same. You do your highlights, rework your shadow areas just for the shape first, and then afterwards you just add the reflective colors that you see in whatever color satin that you're doing. Thank you so much, Nelly. Next is beige sienna, PC1080. Uh, Next is eggshell, PC140. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Kimmy. And now, lastly, for the satin, where I'm going to add white, PC938. So now we're just going to enhance the highlights. That's where the extreme shine will be. So the most light reflection will be right here at the top, slightly here, and I'm doing little zigzag moves to give it. Satin is a woven, so the texture is not, it's smooth, but you can still see in the shine the pattern like a zigzaggy um, shine. And that's it for the satin. Thank you, Andrea. Thank you, Gilly. So now we're going to move over to the pearl. Let me just get my colors out for coloring the pearl. Oh wait, let me first do the pink ribbon. It's the same colors. Thank you, Pam. Okay, so the pink ribbon is similar to the bow, but you've got little, as it was stitched, it's almost like it's gathered. So there's little bumps that the ribbon makes that will catch light. So you will treat it similar to the bow, but there's also a thin, almost like a little hem that stands out that will catch the light. Let me see if I can. For this, I will need a sharper pencil. Let me just sharpen it quickly. So you won't use as many colors because won't be as much reflection in the lights and in the shadows. That colors that will pick up, but the basic colors will stay the same. Okay, so first we're going to start with the highlights. So everywhere where the light will catch, this is my 10% French grey because I don't want to go white the first time round. We'll add the whites later on where the shine will pick up. So I want it to be lighter to form the shape first, and then you work the highlights on it. And 10% French grey is a PC1068. So here, so that's on the edge. Let me try it like this, then my hand's not in the way. So everywhere where the ribbon forms a bump, we've added light on the rim, on the trim. So now I'm just to form the shape, I'm going to add the light to the middle section. Okay, next is Nectar PC1092. Thank you, Tracy. So now you bring in your midtone, and that's your color. So now I'm slightly going over the edges of the lightest color that we've just done. You know, there where the shadow area will be on the bump. I'm just going in between it and slightly over the light color. Thank you, Sherry. Okay, so now we've got one of the midtones. Now I'm going to first add um, my another midtone before we get to the extreme darks. I just want to see. Let's do sandbar brown for the shadow that the bow will cast onto the ribbon. So you must again remember there's shadows that the bow itself will cast on this ribbon. And sandbar brown is 1094. And now I'm going to add a little bit sandbar brown right below the edge of the ribbon. Just slightly. Okay, so now it's 70% French grey, PC1074. Now I'm just going to add some of the shadow areas. I'm going to darken with my second midtone, I would call it a second midtone. So just to darken it slightly, let me just sharpen it a bit. So as you can see, it's not all the same shadow. So you added just touches where you think it will be the most bent, basically. Okay, now we're going to add, let me just see. Henna, PC1031. Now I'm just extending the shadows and giving it a little bit of warmth, because that grey and brown is almost like an undertone for the shadow area. Because your color will become richer even though it is in shadow. Okay, now we're going to do beige sienna, PC1080. Now just slightly blending my shadows in with the beige sienna. So just everywhere where you added the shadows, you're just slightly going over it. Okay, next is the nectar, PC1092 again. And now you can give it a little bit more definition. You're all gone so quiet. Are you all there? Okay, next we're going to bring in your white, the shine. So right on the edge. On the little bumps. Yes, it is time for a new white pencil. I'm waiting for stock. They don't have stock at the moment. So I'll just hope it lasts till the stock arrives. Yes, it needs to go to Prisma Heaven. Okay, so that's the ribbon. Now we're going to move over to the see-through fabric that everybody's waiting for. So, first of all, we need to look at this shape. Let me show you on this one. So, there's a shadow and lights. Okay, so you have the shape that will form. So you need to shade the little fabric pleats that's forming from the fabric itself and the little frill that's forming at the top. But then, so you need to shade it light to dark and in keep in mind what is underneath and what do you see. So you if you have an arm, for example, how you make it look see-through is you need in the shadow area you add whatever you're seeing. So, and then on top, you enhance the light of the form again. So let's start with that. Let me just get all the pencils for the fabric. There we go. I've got them. Good night, Andrea. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, so first we're going to start with your 10% French grey again. PC 1068, because I want it to be light but not white. Because you will do your highlights with the white. Oopsie. Okay, so first we do the back frill. So I'm just doing the shape first to get the whole shape of the up and down of what the fabric is doing. So all the pleats that's formed. And I'm just flicking it away. I know that my drawing has embroidery on it, but I thought to first do the see-through fabric. You can always add the embroidery if you want to. Because so many people have asked for a tutorial on the see-through fabric, that's why I decided to do the see-through fabric for you guys. So you'll see that I'm doing long ones and short ones. Now the long strokes, you blend them out towards the bottom. And the short ones just stops right where it stops in the middle, however you flick them. Okay, but now you must also good night, Jennifer. Thank you so much for being here. So take in consideration what is behind the dress, because the fabric will also fall in that way. So first of all, around the arm, it will be in one direction. Then you need to bend your lines. See, here's straight down. It's still straight down. Now here over the boobs, the breasts, it shapes to give shape to whatever is behind it. Hi, Belinda. Welcome. So nice to see you here. Hi, Terry. Welcome. Okay, so after you've got the direction right and you've bended it to be shape to whatever is behind the fabric. So first of all, we bend it like it's going around the arm, then straight, then around the boobs, it's bent a little bit more. So the direction is not the same. Now I'm just doing the similar thing to the top because there's slight movement of how it's pleated. You do slightly at the top where the fabric catches the light. Okay, so after we've done the lights, you need to play around with what is behind each and every single section of this fabric because now it's just a light shape of where the light falls. So before we start with that, we first need to add a shadow of the shape first before we can carry on to what you see through the fabric. So right below the ribbon, you will have a slight shadow, and then similar to what we've done, but see, I don't extend it far down. It's only basically roughly just there where it's actually being sewn onto the fabric that you add your shadow area. But this is a shape shadow. This is not what is behind it. This is just to get the shape of the dress. and I'm darkening it slightly where the top one has a shadow or a dent. So you'll get a little bit more movement than just the straight lines. By just enhancing this shadow in certain sections. This color is 70% French Grey, PC1074. Now, here by the ribbon, you will add more shadow because the ribbon will cast it onto the fabric. So this section of the dress is in shadow. So I'm just adding a little bit more than what you did there at the top. The first color was the 10% French Grey, PC1068. So it's the two French Greys. It was 10% and then 70% so far on the fabric. Again, don't lose the shape of the pleats. Okay, so now I'm just gonna slightly or very lightly add a little bit of shadow to give shape to the, oh sorry, I forgot these ones. Let me just quickly do the top right around and then I'll explain those little shadows. And here again, extend the shadow where the ribbon is attached to the fabric and where it's slightly bent. Belinda, how many miniatures do you have now completed? I've seen some that I saw in some of your streams, and they're stunning. Okay, so next, move over to the light shading of the pleats here at the bottom to give it a little bit more shape. See, I'm just lightly going with the pencil to give it a little bit definition. Oh, awesome! That's nice if you can modify them. I love miniatures. Okay, so now we need to add the in-between colors of what is behind the fabric. Yes, Terry, these shadows is just the shape of the pleat. We are going to do the what you see behind it now. So now basically you just have like a little, almost a kantgordijn, that soft curtain that you get behind your curtains to block out sun. So it almost just look like that. But now we're going to add what you see through them. So this one is Nectar PC1092. So on the arm, I'm first going to add Nectar, and then we're going to add the other colors to get the warmth of a flesh tone arm underneath. So now I'm just going slightly in between, but lightly. It's a light hand. It's not medium, it's light. And here I'm going a medium tone pressure, and then here it's light again. So you'll see, here's the shape, but you can see through it, so you need to add it there. And here I'm drawing a line with my eye because her armpit will start here. Then you stop the flesh color. Yes, this paper is amazing, Belinda. Okay, so now I'm going to add eggshell. Eggshell PC 140. Just to warm it up a little bit. Just go over the flesh part, but very light hand again. This is not a lot of pressure. Then pale sage, pale sage 1089. Now I'm going to add beige sienna, PC1080. Now I'm just getting in there with a light to medium pressure. Okay, next is 30% warm grey, PC1052. So here I won't add the grey. I will add the grey here in the bottom section where the arm forms. So you must also shape the arm now. So it gives the pleats slightly more definition. Next is Nectar again, PC1092. And I'm softening it even more. And at this stage you think, oh no, this is never gonna happen, but it will. Okay, I'm back to the 30% warm grey again, PC1052. Now I'm extending the shadow that the arm of the bottom of the arm and the armpit before the breast starts. So there's a dark corner here that we need to add. So first just to shape. Thank you so much, Admiral Catherine. Hi, Ashley. Welcome. Next is 70% French grey, PC1074. So now I'm just reworking some of the pleats here at the top to give it more shape. And rework your dark area. And don't worry if you lose some of your pleats, you'll just rework the lights afterwards. Next is Sandbar Brown, PC1094. Then the 30% warm grey again, PC1052. Now I'm adding a little bit more, but reworking the shadow area. So you've got your colors down. Now you need to do the shape again. Next is Pale Sage, PC1089. Then the 70% French grey again, PC1074. So now you can see that it's starting to form the arm and then the shadow area. Next is eggshell yellow. Eggshell, not yellow, eggshell. PC140. Just warming up the top of the arm. Okay, now we're going to just rework the whites back into it. And we'll start with the grey-green light first. And that is PC289. And just on the top of your pleat, you add the light. Good night, Paula. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Next is beige sienna, PC1080. We're just softening it some more. Okay, now I'm going to add the white, and it's just at the top and not all the way down. And similar here. First I'm going to use Pale Sage, PC1089. So we add a little bit of Pale Sage, but on this one, because it's standing slightly upright, it will catch more light so that there's less of what you can see through. Hi Helle, welcome. Now I'm adding some Pale Sage here as well. Now this section over the boobs has another fabric underneath. So we will treat it slightly different to that will be a different color in the shadow again. The Pale Sage is just to brighten it up a bit. Thank you so much. Admiral Catherine. And next is Nectar again, PC1092. So I'm just adding a little bit of flesh color, or that will look like flesh when we color have the flesh colored, like on the other one. How do we pronounce your name? Is it Katrine or Catherine? Okay, next is Deco Yellow. The Deco Yellow, I've got like she's wearing another fabric underneath. So the Deco Yellow, you'll see, will fill it up and make it look brighter. And more solid in a sense. Oh, is it Ashley? It is almost like forming a rainbow. It's just adding more of one color than the other. Next, I'm going to use the Nectar PC1092. I just want to flatten this one out a bit, take some of the white away. We'll rework the whites again. Just needed to darken it slightly here at the top. Next is Sandbar Brown, PC1094. I'm adding the eggshell over the nectar, PC140. Next is cream, PC914. Now the cream I'm just adding in between on the boobs side where it's shaped, slightly underneath here in the shadow area. Okay, now we're going to go in with the white again, just a little, because the side catches more of the light. And just on top, I'm just lightening it slightly. So now I'm lightening the shape of the frills over whatever is underneath. Now I just want to add a little bit of pink here on the dress by the boobs. It is PC 1014. It's Deco Pink. But again, it's in between that you're adding the pink. But not a lot. Then Nectar PC1092. Okay, now I'm just going to add more grey on this section to get the definition of the pleats. 30% warm grey. Here in the shadow area. And here at the bottom of the bow. And here in the dark area. Good night, Shell. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Now I'm going to go in with Sky Blue Light, PC1086. Now, as you could see, I've added white, but it didn't have as much impact. So now to really get the little fabric strands or folds, pleats going, so if you highlight it with the blue, you'll see that it will pop. And now I want to add a little bit more blue here by the boobs. Thank you so much, Mona. Next is 70% French grey. PC1074. So now we're just finishing the little details. Little shadows in between. Yes, I would love to see it, Michelle. You must try it. And now I'm just reworking the shadows that the ribbon will cast onto the fabric. Next is 30% warm grey, PC1052. So now I'm just softening some of that French grey that we've just added here and there. Not all of it, just touch it. I just need to soften some of the pleats here in the darker area with grey green light, PC1068-10. So now you just soften your shadow area slightly. And that's the basic of the see-through fabric. You can go into so much more detail if you really want to, and you can carry on and blend it till it's absolutely perfect. But in this instance, I think it's enough to show through because it is heavily pleated. So you do get some of the fabrics that's more see-through, but they're not gathered as much together. So then you will see more of whatever is underneath. So it's really up to you what you decide on your fabric to be. and that's it, basically. So if you add all your colors and your see-through areas, then you'll see that it will form as soon as you look, stand a little bit back, you can see the shapes completely. My pencil is shining a bit because of all the bright light, but I wanted to make sure that you see where I put the colors. Yes, muslin. Oh, thank you so much. But let's do a page giveaway. So Wednesday I'll be doing the skin and the pull brooches. But let's do a page giveaway. You can choose a number between 1 and 100, and then you can tell me which page you would prefer, and I will you can PM me. Gilly, the thing about prismas is that you can layer quite a lot, and I find they only blend after a while. Do they keep breaking when you sharpen them? Oh no, that's not good. Is all the numbers in? Think it could be a bad batch. Yes, I found that the prismas last longer if and it doesn't break when you use a nice sharp proper sharpener. Okay, all the numbers in. Last call. Here we go. Okay, the lucky number is 61. Who's the lucky winner? Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Lizzie. Megan. Let's see. Yes, Megan. Megan is closest. Congratulations, Megan. Megan, you can PM me on Facebook or you can email me and go to my Etsy shop and then select any page you like, and then I'll email it to you. And thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I will be doing the skin and the pools on Wednesday. We'll see how far we go. And then I'll try and do that. And then we can do the soft bouquet the week after. Then the page will be done. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Mom and Bertha, for being mods. Thank you for each and everyone that came to watch. Bye bye. Have a great day further. You are all very welcome. It's my pleasure, Dilla. It's my pleasure, guys or ladies. Bye bye. Hope to see you next Wednesday or this Wednesday coming. Bye, guys. Bye, Mom. Thank you for being mods.